Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your July 2020 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Virgo. And before we get started, take a moment to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Sign up for my newsletter. It's in the description box. It's great. You get a reading every week. There's all sorts of good stuff, and you get a dealing with family meditation when you first sign up. So make sure you go take advantage of that. And don't forget to check me out on Instagram. Lots of fun stuff on there as well. I am going to lay this spread out and then we will get started. All right, let's start with Oracle cards as always. So we have Labyrinth. Lots of things are unfolding. So the hit that I'm getting is you want to let it unfold. Let it unfold, let the layers peel back. Because if you're staring at something for too long, you're actually going to stop being able to interpret things properly. So there's an element of like breathing through all of the things that are being discovered. So this is going to be an information heavy month. This is going to be a discovery heavy month. There's a lot of stuff that is just getting peeled back. And so do not make any assumptions in July. That's what I'm getting. It's like you're peeling back the layers and getting to the core of what's happening. There's a lot of discovery here, so take it just one step at a time. And then we have Serenity. I'm getting that this is a lot of cleansing energy. For whatever reason, there's something about like spiritually cleansing yourself, energetically cleansing yourself, however you do that, emotionally cleansing yourself, mentally cleansing yourself. It's a great month for like a social media detox. It would be a great month to just kind of declutter things and create a sanctuary for yourself. There's something needed here. You need some space, some recoup time. And then we have vulnerability. Take the first uncomfortable step. Don't wait for others. Tell someone how you feel. Be responsible as you do it. Lead others through the pulsing of your open heart. Okay, well, you heard it here first. Vulnerability, you have to take the first uncomfortable step. Personally, this is like the hardest thing on earth for me to do, so you know, I hear you if you moan and groan when this card comes up. I understand. Because there is a deep element of risk that goes along with this. So let's look at the central energy for you in July. Ace of Pentacles. This is abundance. This is lots of good things coming into your space, good things coming into your environment, new happenings. I'm getting that this is a lot of fresh energy around what's being initiated or what's in your life. There's a lot of new movement that's happening here. So it'll be interesting to see what exactly this is. And it's something that is material. So it's in the physical world or like places you're going or people who are in your life or something of that sort. A new project that you're starting. There is something that is screaming that this is very physical in nature. It's like something you can see, feel, and touch is being initiated here. What you have shifting out is justice. So I'm going to clarify this, but my hit is that you were very concerned with keeping things under control. So there may have been almost an overcorrection in that direction where you were actually like capping yourself out on what was available to you by trying to control everything. Let me clarify what this is about exactly. And we have the Four of Cups. So this looks very emotional. This probably has to do with the vulnerability, right? If you're trying to keep everything on the straight and narrow, if you're trying to keep everything even keeled the entire time, and it just keeps it kind of monotone, and there's not enough emotional processing, it's like vulnerability is where you actually create somewhat of a perceived imbalance. Like, well, if I say the wrong thing, if I have the wrong feelings, if I, you know, do anything even the slightest bit wrong, I'm going to rock the boat, or things aren't going to be okay. And this is a reminder that you actually get to have both. You don't have to keep it stagnant. You don't have to keep it plain and boring and all of that. You don't have to make sure everything's perfect all of the time. You can allow yourself to kind of fall apart. That's the message that's coming through. It's safe for you to be vulnerable. And so it looks like things are transitioning out of you needing to control or have everything be perfect all the time. That's moving out. And these two cards here are what you have surrounding you in July. So the first is the Ace of Cups. Man, this is like overflowing abundant love. Some of you might be focusing more on the self-love element. For others of you, this could be like a new love, that this is the new love card, right? So if that's something that has been building for you over time, you might actually see this really come to fruition in July, or maybe there's revelations that you're having around how you give to yourself, how you fill your own cup, how you are emotionally, and how you give to yourself emotionally. So remember, if you're looking out into the world and you're like, I need somebody to love me, that's a trap. So then the focus needs to come back to self. It needs to come back to, how am I treating myself? What energy am I holding within me? And that is actually what gets reflected back to me in my environment. So don't lose that here. You want to keep that focus and keep that knowing, and just know that the love is overflowing in July for you. And then we also have the Seven of Cups. I'm going to clarify this. Let's see. Six of Swords. So I think that this is a lot of problem solving emotionally. It's interesting how much water is on the table right now, just with the Seven of Cups, Four of Cups, vulnerability, obviously the Ace of Cups. Like, there's just a deep emotional work that's happening. And so the Seven of Cups is somewhat of a trying to keep everything under control, in part, or compartmentalized in a way that Virgo energy likes to do it. It likes to keep everything in a neat pile, even in the internal world to a certain extent. It likes to compartmentalize these things as a form to control. And so what I'm getting is that there's actually so much happening in your environment that is allowing you to emotionally evolve, step into the heart more, step into more vulnerability, step into more self-love, more experiencing love in relationships, so on and so forth. But the Six of Swords is saying that this will stabilize. So in the month of July, I'm getting that there's a perception of instability. The way that you're likely going to look at having a lot to work on or having a lot of emotional stuff come up is that it's out of control. It makes sense, but that's not actually what's happening. What's happening is you're sorting things out, you're working through them, you're evolving, you're expanding into greater parts of yourself. There may be some uncharted territory, and that will push you into dry land. You will arrive at the destination. That's what the Six of Swords is highlighting here. It's like you're moving in that direction. You're heading towards that right outcome for you, but you have to also allow the emotions to come up. You have to allow that to be there. And I'm just getting that because we can look at this, it's like you're completely surrounded. You're surrounded by all of these things that are coming to the surface emotionally and that are needing your attention. And it's safe to go there. It's safe to do that. This is a heavy emotions month. I don't mean the emotions are heavy. It's emotionally dominant is what I'm getting for you. Lots and lots and lots of opportunities to essentially access greater love is the phrase that's coming up. But just know you will land It will shift, it will transform, it will move, it will budge. So let yourself know that. If things are feeling unstable, remember it's a labyrinth. If things are feeling unstable just because your emotions might not be even keeled in July, it doesn't mean that things are falling apart or that it's bad. It's actually just an opportunity to evolve. And so allow that to occur. And then the oncoming energy is 10 of Pentacles, baby. Foundation, stability. This is like long-term legacy. This is a really desirable outcome, wrapping things up card. So again, there's this profound like emotional evolution that you have happening. And as a result, you're getting the stability that you desire through vulnerability, through allowing these things to come up and out. That's actually what helps you ground into stability. Don't forget that. This is the direction that you're moving. This is actually what the outcome of the month will be. This is where you're heading. You have to do this, though. Again, some of you are going to be working on doing this for yourself, filling your own cup, accessing deeper and deeper parts of yourself through the emotional world. For others of you, it's going to be about receiving this, right? It might be about allowing that love into your life, allowing that vulnerability to be what carries things forward. But I'm getting a lot of this is going to be happening with the, material world in mind, like that it's actually showing up in present time in form. I hope that makes sense. But 10 of Pentacles, you really can't go wrong. Seriously, you cannot go wrong with that. And know that things will stabilize in terms of emotions. It's like you're not going to start crying and never be able to stop. That's not going to happen. Now let's do a 3-card pick. So you're welcome to ask a question, ask for guidance, clarity, whatever you're needing. Card number 1. 3 of Swords. Allow yourself to grieve. Again, allow the emotions to come up and out. Maybe this month is about feeling things that maybe you've been ignoring or avoiding or trying to numb yourself from. This is going to be a month to allow that to move, allow it to breathe, allow it to shift. And when you feel it, it moves. As soon as you acknowledge it, it moves and adjusts. So don't hide from it. Don't hide from the pain. Don't hide from something if you know it isn't right for you and you need to let it go. Like really honor that within yourself this month, and that's going to give you the best result. Or this is also like a no card. So if you're asking something that's a bit more yes or no, this is a no. Card number 2, we have the 4 of Cups. So there's shadow elements that are coming up. I'm getting the shadow self in this card a lot. It's like, what are the old habits? There's some devil energy coming off of here, kind of like the devil card is what I'm talking about in terms of what are the patterns that maybe were serving you, even if they were dysfunctional, that you would like to evolve out of. And because it's still a Cups card, it's like you need to address the emotions behind that. You need to look at what has caused the pattern or what is perpetuating the pattern, and then make sure that you're challenging it when it gets triggered, when it gets lit up. Card number 3, we have the Lovers. Okay, so this is also emotional decision making. This is very heart centered. So again, looking at emotions, looking at how you're making decisions. This is a very obviously love centric card. So you might find that that's a deep focal point for either your attention or a fixed point that you're going to want to look at in order to get more data or looking at solutions. But it's like, in order to make decisions, drop into your heart and make sure that you're actually acknowledging how you feel, not just what you think. And that will actually help you make decisions that are more aligned, especially if you have a Virgo moon. You really need to drop into the heart and start making decisions from that space in part, because your mind can only carry you so far. So just know, drop into the heart. That's going to help you make decisions. Thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Don't forget to subscribe. Check me out on Instagram at Onyx Healing and sign up for my newsletter. More good things to come. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful July, everybody, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.